Hello, lovely Libra. It's Trudy from Virtual Tarot, and I'm here to do your lovely love reading for, and I'm going to put this back here, the month, let's see if I can get it back there, of August. So I've already shuffled the deck, and we are going to proceed. First card to come up for you, Two of Swords, reversed. This card also came up for Leo. So you're dealing with some issue that within relationship you perhaps in the past have sort of turned a blind eye to, and that eye would be your mind's eye. So you've dealt with an issue in a relationship or your attitude toward relationship by turning a blind eye. Now you're not. So in reverse, this just basically says this is denial, and this is just opening the cupboards and letting it all the debris fall out. So what does this mean in relationship? This means that you're willing to face an issue head on that maybe has been, or you have thought would be contentious if you dealt with it within relationship. So, or maybe just you yourself weren't ready to deal with whatever this is, but you're not in denial now. Your eyes are wide open. You know exactly what's going on. You're letting your thoughts fly. You're letting your words fly. You're speaking your mind. You're not trying to keep the status quo. You're bringing up issues. You're bringing up points. You're making your point. And you're sort of letting the chips fall where they may, whatever the fallout is. You're willing to deal with that. And so there may have already been fallout within relationship. And if you're not in relationship or you're looking for relationship, this just means you're dealing with issues right now that you were in denial of. And this could be coming up for some of you who are dating, who are, that sometimes will bring up a lot of stuff, and we sometimes have to face ourselves head on when we're dating. I just want to laugh about that for a while. And it's so true. Dating is a great exercise because we get to see ourselves mirrored in you know, more than one person, one partner, potential partner's eyes. It's an interview process, and so we learn so much about ourselves as we're going through this interview process. And when we do kind of come out of this place, which is, hey, you know what, I know I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on back there in that little back room that is my mind. I know I got a whole bunch of issues back there, but I'm in denial. Because if I let all that stuff out, nobody's going to want to see my stuff, so I'm just going to stay in denial. Well, dating can really shed a new light upon your ideas about how your life should be. I mean, suddenly there's a spotlight. Well, here we go, Libra. This is your card. And I like to say every single sign has a major arcana card, which speaks to that sign, or it exemplifies the qualities most magnified within that sign, and this is you. You like everything to be in balance. And it's interesting that we get this Two of Swords, which is totally in balance. And then, of course, we're getting Justice, which is also all about the scales. So weighing that feather to see if, well, they did this in the Egyptian culture, but they would actually put a feather on the scales alongside of your heart to see if you were as light-hearted as a feather. How light is your spirit? So that's very interesting for this month. Speaking of lightness of spirit, you are lightening up, that's for sure, because when you let all of this stuff fall, and we're moving away from this Two of Swords into letting the chips fall where they may, there is this sense of freeing of the spirit, because you're allowed to speak your truth. Now, when your truth is out there, there's evidence that you're displaying, you're on display, you're giving other people in your arena evidence of where you stand, evidence of who you are. And a different way to read this, I usually would read this as, this is a fact-finding card. This is about examining the fine print and approaching a legal battle with a sense of fairness. However, I'm seeing this month, it feels as if by allowing your mind to sort of break free of the constraints from the past few months, and this is situational only, there's a situation here. You're also speaking truths that perhaps are new to your loved one or the people you're in relationship with. And so those truths are new and they're out there on the table. And so that becomes evidence that can be examined. And that's a bit of a challenge. Now, suddenly you've got all of your intellectual thoughts lined up on this table, and somebody may be examining that. Now, that might make you feel a little bit perhaps naked, or to someone's looking into your psyche. It feels perhaps that you're being invaded a little bit. We hold our thoughts dear, especially Libra. Libra is an air sign, and Libra lives in the realm of the intellect, in the realm of ideas. And so that's out there this month, and it's all good. However, you're exposing, and I'm hearing that word, your actual thoughts. You're exposing your psyche, and it might feel a little unsafe. Next card to come up for you, though, is a great card. So you're getting great cards, actually. A lot of work being done here. Once again, for Libra, all of our signs, it seems, in the month of August will be doing the work to get to the next level in their relationships come fall. August is a internal month. Internal work is being done. So, Ten of Cups, awesome card. And with all of this going on, unexpectedly, there is a moment or a celebration around you that makes you feel very safe. And it makes you feel very accomplished. And you've got some of those, what I like to call Remax moments, where everything just suddenly makes sense. And this is a card of the heart. This is a card of emotion. This is a card that speaks to creating contentment at the highest level. You're contented and you feel as if things couldn't get any better at home or with the family or within relationship. This is a full house. It is the end of a road also, and you may, actually I'm hearing you may live at the end of a road. For some of you, that might make sense. But I'm seeing an address, I'm seeing a curb, I'm seeing a mailbox. And so this may even mean that there's a move and that you're moving into a home that feels perfect. And if it's not a home, you may be moving your family into a situation that creates just a better sense of togetherness. There's more time spent together. There's a change going on. And since you've already sort of looked at some of these values that weren't serving you and let some of them go, I'm even hearing maybe interest charges, or there might, like, this feels very like situational to me. It's like the way you're thinking about things or have been thinking about things has not allowed you to move on. You've been static, sitting in one place, not looking at the holes, not examining the cracks in the concrete in the past. But suddenly you take a good look, and what do? You lay out the evidence. And so once that's done, you put the facts out on the table. And this is another interpretation of this reading, but if you are laying the facts out, laying the issues out, laying the problems out, there's a very quick response within your relationship, within your family. There's a very quick response to this. There's a move toward bliss. And it happens all of a sudden. It's just like that. And so do not be afraid to take a look behind you. Because if you're just ignoring these details, now these details within relationship could even be physical, they could be structural, but they could mean, it could be a metaphor for your relationship as well. So it's okay, speak your truth, let it go, and bliss will follow. Now, last but not least, we have, oh, this is a funny card to come up at the end, 5 of Rods. Totally benign reading, Libra, the whole thing. 5 of Rods, once again, I just feel like Libra's dealing with family issues and even maybe structural issues. Although they're having a nice summer, it's a great summer. There are those moments that are just perfect that will just take you away from any of this other mundane stuff that you have to deal with. But there's a 5 here. It's just kind of like trying to get on the same page with somebody, and it feels like, you know, if it's a love that you're trying to get on the same page with, well, there might be a little bickering going on back and forth. Even kids home, you know, that might be sort of taking you off your game. Now, let's back this up. So if you are single, because we've been reading now for people in relationship, pretty much the entire reading. But if you are single and you've sort of decided to let your hair down and allow whatever it is that you truly think to become a part of your normal everyday conversation, and that will sort of leak into your dating life. So if you decide to do that, you might feel a little challenged because you don't feel as if you're being judged fairly. And so we kind of hold back a lot of times while we're dating. And we were talking about that earlier, about how dating really sheds a light upon who we are. It's like a spotlight. So it feels very good, though, to me, because you're going to have a moment, our single Libras out there, where you're all of a sudden being rewarded with a glimpse of what your life can look like once you attract someone into it who you can really speak your mind to. And that's, and you know, and stop hiding and denying things that are going on in your life. It feels really good. It feels like you can kind of let your hair down, take a deep breath, and just kind of let it all out and be real. And that's cool. But then again, you're going to find that, you know, this 5 is just kind of like, there's still people you're not on the same page with. And dating is kind of like that too. You're always going to find yourself at odds with people. And people have to show up in their competitive uniform, basically. You know, if you're dating and you're a male, you're going to see women posturing and trying to, you know, it's kind of like a power game, but it's very benign. So the competition's not even worth it. If someone is trying to pose or compete in the dating world, just let that go, because you kind of know that if you put it out there, and that's what Spirit's saying right now, it's really beautiful. If you put it out there, if you put your truth out there, you're actually going to have some of those moments where you're feeling great and you're really being rewarded for being yourself. And so if someone's judging you, let it go. You're very charming. You're beautiful. Libras are fabulous people. Do not second guess yourself, Libra. And I'm going to let it go at that. Thank you for hanging in there with me for this love reading. I know they're, like this month, they're very involved, and we're doing a lot of, Spirit and I are doing a lot of back and forth on what it means to do the work to move forward this month. That's where it's at. So moving into the fall, do the work, and you can elevate into the next phase of relationship where you need to be, the next growth phase. So thank you for tuning in. And if you'd like a private reading, these readings are very general. We do specific readings, Skype readings, audio readings, and also we're doing astrology chart wheels. And those are new, but they're very cool. We've finished a few. We've got an astrologer, Cassandra, who's fabulous. We have Brian Hill. He's fabulous. And we're giving quite a lot of time and energy into creating these. They're about 60 minutes long. You can go through your entire chart, understanding where the planets were on the day that you were born in your natal chart, and what all of that means. It's pretty exciting. And an intuitive reading as well, because these are intuitive healing readings. So thank you very much for showing up. I will post those links below, and I'll see you in the month of September.